So are shorter walks actually healthier than longer walks? It's an interesting question, right? And more specifically, is the frequency at which we walk more important than the duration? So can shorter, more frequent walks throughout the day be healthier for us than doing one long walk in the morning or after dinner or whatever it might be? And the studies show that actually the more frequent, shorter walks win out by a pretty large margin over the infrequent, longer walk. Okay, so just so you know what I'm talking about, taking one 60-minute walk a day is not as healthy as taking 6 10-minute walks throughout the day. Okay, so both are 60 minutes, but the shorter, more frequent walks, the health benefits outweigh the infrequent walks with respect to blood sugar. The other markers were insulin resistance and just being able to extract glucose from the blood, which is pretty big. If you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, or you don't want to be diabetic, that's a pretty good idea. Joint health, right? So anytime we get up and move, even just walking, we're promoting blood flow to the muscles, which then kind of lubricates the joints and things like that. So for back issues, SI joint issues, neck issues, you name it, even things like plantar fasciitis, it can help with that. The shorter duration walks, right? If I told someone with plantar fasciitis you have to go for an hour-long walk, they would want to rip my head off probably, right? So this can become a great gateway into improving your health for the people who think that they can't walk or they can't take any walks throughout the day. And I get a lot of resistance from a lot of my clients where I say, all right, well, did you walk yesterday? Did you go for your walk? And they're like, no, I can't. My back was hurting me. Or if I walk more than X amount of minutes, then my hip starts hurting me. And my rebuttal is like, okay, well, how long can you walk for? Can you walk for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 houses down the block, and then come back? Whatever it is, just start with that and do it frequently throughout the day. So if you did that 3-minute walk, let's say, at, 7 in the morning, then you did another one at noon, then you did another one at 3, and then another one after dinner, now all of a sudden those minutes start to add up, and the more beneficial part is that you're getting yourself moving throughout the day. You're turning on all of those physiological systems in the body that are correlated to health, right? Blood circulation, which is cardiovascular, joint health, pumping. Oh, I didn't even mention the metabolic factors, right? So you kind of kick on your metabolism anytime you go for a walk. So that's always good. We're always looking to burn some more calories if we can, right? And another reason why the more frequent walks are more beneficial than one singular long walk is going back to that metabolic factor. You want to turn on your metabolic system more than just once a day, right? Because we certainly eat more than once a day, don't we? So if you just did a workout in the morning, you just did a long walk in the morning, and then the rest of the day you're just sedentary, sitting at work, sitting and eating, sitting for entertainment, watching Netflix, sitting and scrolling on your phone, right? Your metabolism is only elevated for a short period of time. Now, what if you had these little blips throughout the day, right, where you could turn on your metabolism and kind of increase calorie burn a little more? And I think it always goes back to, I say this all the time to my clients, what do you think God intended you to act like on this earth? How did he intend us to interact with the earth and with life and nature and things like that? Do you think God intended us to sit down for 8 hours straight, or to sit for entertainment, to sit for work? I think probably not. And if you don't believe in God or whatever, that's fine. I'll do another talk on how are you going straight to hell. That'll be the next topic. Just kidding. I don't care what your religion is. If you believe in God or not, like whoever put us here, or however we came here, were we designed to move all day, or were we designed to sit around all day? I think most people would agree, as much as they don't want to, that we're meant to be movers, right? So you think back in the day, we had to hunt for food, we had to pick berries, we had to find water, Women moved all day too. It wasn't just the men working and building stuff and hunting. The women gathered and they were trying to find water, and they were carrying babies around all day, right? So they couldn't just throw them into a pack and play or put them into a car carrier. They were walking around with their kids. We didn't have carpeting all around, so I don't know how much you wanted them playing in the dirt all day and rocks and getting hurt potentially. Anyway, the point is, we are meant to move throughout the day frequently, not just once. We didn't just do, one gathering mission. We didn't just do one thing throughout the day. We didn't just farm one crop and then call it a day. Our bodies are designed to move and have that flow throughout the whole day. And I applaud anyone who goes to the gym and does a workout, or goes on the treadmill for an hour, or takes one nice walk in the morning. But if that's all they're doing throughout the day, they're really not doing as much as they could with the same amount of time, just cut up into different parts of the day. And one part that I didn't mention that I think is huge is the mental and emotional part. On the mental side, walks definitely can improve your focus and things like that. So my clients who have that afternoon crash, where the coffee's worn off and they've had their lunch already, and then they kind of get that kind of sluggish feeling. Instead of the coffee, just if you get up and move a little bit, all of a sudden they find they have some more energy going on. So that's big for the mental aspect. The emotional aspect, number one, it just improves mood in general. So anxiety, depression, things like that, it's huge for that. And the other part is, if you did 6 10-minute walks, or 6 5-minute walks, or 4 5-minute walks, you name it. If you took that many times throughout the day for self-care to say, I'm more important than X, Y, or Z, what does that say about yourself, right? There's an element of self-worth and pride that comes with, okay, I took the time out of my day multiple times to get my walk in, even if it was 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it might be. That's pretty huge. It says something. And if you think you don't have the time to do it, like I can't get outside 6 times. Well, take a look at the screen time on your phone. See how many times you picked your phone up. Most phones will tell you that. And it probably equals more than 5 or 6 times. And then you add in how many times you put the TV on, right? So what I'm getting at is, what if you took that cell phone time or social media time and you just went out and walked for a little small portion of it, right? Yes, I would prefer if people were just out in nature, admiring nature, and didn't have their head down on their phone when they're walking. But if you're gonna do it anyway, you might as well be up and walking around. Anyway, so that's kind of the takeaway here. Huge benefits from doing shorter, more frequent walks versus longer duration walks that only happen once a day. So think about how you might be able to fit that into your schedule, and it doesn't have to be an hour long. It could add up to 15 minutes long in the beginning, and you'll find it just kind of snowballs from there. So don't use the I don't have the time excuse, because we all have probably 5 minutes every day. So if you only do it once for 5 minutes, that's fine. Then build from there. But you'll find the health benefits are huge versus doing that singular walk or nothing.